Welcome, good morning, Ewo. Constant updates our YouTube as on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Yes, I'm back and I'm bringing you the best of analysis as you can get from anywhere though. And yeah, bro, of course, like we've been saying, thank you very much for choosing us. Not constantly over as a my updates in the BBA. Come on. I want to say a very big thank you to you. A very big thank you to you. To be someone subscribe to the channel now. It's time. Subscribe to the channel or turn your notification. I choose you all. Send it anytime your content about drop it and we're first to have it here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And as we invested here, we go again. After now disappointment, just Paris Saint-Germain ball no chance but couldn't get that goal, and of course Liverpool probably winning. We lost our investments, but of course the difference between those who lose and those who win, and they said those who win, they keep on going, they don't stop. And there we go again, 68 or 35 odds, and 20 odds, or the description of the video may more chance for you to go and win something on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube with the Europa League and the Conference League, and the home come up of course, let us get straight into the conversation of another games of course in the Champions League. Of course, the next games we preview our the various games ever cost to send ever come on. But what a night of football. Paris Saint-Germain. Meaning, if Paris Saint-Germain, this is the first time or not. But seriously, say Obi Ebebo this game. No about 28 shots. Now the opponent is about just one shot. Now or no nipa about 28 shots in a lot of success, creating chances here in that person could not go on to win that game. Now Obi free baby ababe winning. That is seriously wild for Paris Saint-Germain. And now it was such a difficult game over there for Paris Saint-Germain for and how they went into it. Because how do you explain this to anybody? Almost every outlet almost see insanity. People call it insanity, given the fact that Paris Saint-Germain did everything that he had to do. And now Luis Enrique, your manager, said he has seen it before, he has lived it before, but our confidence said it will go away. Now it was total dominance. Yes, we can agree. They didn't win the game in itself, but we will give them the respect in the sense that Paris Saint-Germain has proven to us that they are a good work in progress, and they go away to Anfield to try and overturn something. Possible, yes, I understand. We tell you a tale every time of how Anfield difficult to go and play in Anfield thing, so we winning matches one year winning games into Anfield. You have to be careful. Yes, that is spot on, that is true. But to be very honest with you, it is also possible, and we've seen teams go to Anfield and dominate the ball. We've seen teams go to Anfield and then being cut through Anfield on them. That is it. And now Luis Enrique showed us that over against Liverpool, you need to be near perfect. You need to be constantly in their face. Your press, your counter press, your aggression, it has to be in their faces to get something out of the game. And even on the day where Paris Saint-Germain did all that, but they failed to just put the ball in the net. I mean, you are telling a different tale of Paris Saint-Germain for a game against your friend at Liverpool, or a Champions League game, and what tonight. I said it several times. People will not give credit to Ibu Konate, but he's one of the reasons why Liverpool do the things that they do, and an excellent support to Abrante and Virgil van Dijk. At the back, both of them comfortably would defend in wide areas. And now you could say same for Abrante and Marquinhos, where very good job at defending the very wide area and making sure Achraf Hakimi could step it up, then allowing Nuno Mendes to also invert Elon FIFA. It was a total overload in the first phase, overload in the second phase, overload in the final phase from team and friend Paris Saint-Germain but the final ball, the final piece of it, also Vicha Kvaratskhelia ball, and I mean we all thought okay, that was going to be the opener, and that probably would have opened a can of worms for Liverpool but just when they went on and tried to see that they could get a win, that did not happen, and Liverpool had to move on. And of course later on, after 9 saves, first ever Liverpool goalkeeper were making 9 saves in a game in the Champions League night away from home at Paris Saint-Germain in France. And now Alisson Becker did a job 9 years ago in the Liverpool tour when they started that Liverpool project, and he has proven to be an important player for Liverpool. For number 20 for AS Roma at the time, together with Mohamed Salah, and what a time it has been for him. Totally dominated the ball, helped Liverpool keep them in the game. There was one time, one save Oh yeah, I don't know say if the shot from Bradley Barcola or Ousmane Dembele was on the right hand side or Scoopy ball. Or the Nissan Scoopy ball. What a goalkeeper. What a goalkeeper. What a goalkeeper, Alisson Becker. And then now you will give a lot of credit to Alisson Becker and the job that he did for Liverpool. And Liverpool are going away to Anfield with a 1-goal advantage. Luis Enrique said, we are ready for Liverpool at Anfield. What makes me believe that a comeback is possible? We don't have anything to lose in the second league. But is a comeback doable next week at Anfield? Of course, we are going to get it done. And that's exactly what Luis Enrique Eka or say at Anfield here. There is nothing more going on there. They just have to go in there and play their best football. When there is nothing to lose, no, he believes strongly. Said they can get a job done in Tombeko, then they'll go and put in their all, and then they'll get a job done for team for the Paris Saint-Germain. We wait to see. On the other hand, it was an easy peasy for team Bayern Munich. Team Bayern Munich against team Leverkusen. No, it was easy peasy for team Bayern Munich over there. And of course, we went into that game knowing that it was not going to be easy for team FC Bayern Munich. But in the last few games, Vincent Kompany team seem to have come together. To be very honest with you, on the last games of but they've been very dominant. Just about 2 weeks or so ago, and I'm against this same Leverkusen team. Only Leverkusen they beat them, and everybody thought at the time, so, it was just one of games now. But even in the league, FC Bayern Munich, clear top. Bayern Munich, German Bundesliga table also. But we really did feel say a very huge competition for both of the teams. Both teams, your friend Bayern Munich and of course Bayern for Leverkusen. How were they going to come together? When we went into the game, you could tell say one of the most important purchases Bayern have done in a long time. Your friend Harry Kane, important player by our standard, by team my friend FC Bayern Munich, toppled everything all boxing. When all the war to box team, that's presence. I mean, and not sure the first goal was sharing. It wasn't a goal where you constantly see say Harry Kane but just when they flip the ball up and on into the far post, and it's the presence of a center forward. It's the fact that he can anticipate the ball BTC, and that's the quality of our brand here friend Harry Kane, our FC Bayern Munich going and now all the going come by Harry Kane, our 9 Champions League goals this season in 10 games, and of course surpassing last year's tally of 8 in 12 games. Let's hope for something good. For all you know, I think the team with Bayern are peaking at the right time. Nobody's really focusing on them because, of course, there have been some real big boys or Champions League game, but in a huge test, a German derby, a huge one for local football, and he stepped up. And then now, Oko Bayern Chrome, everybody is saying he's a friend of Vincent Kompany, somebody who started a job at Bayern and not so good. People doubted his credibility from the days at Bayern and of the days at Burnley, and of course coming back to Bayern. Nobody really thought that friend of Vincent Kompany can come in and deliver the job that he did deliver at what team friend FC Bayern Munich, and then now he got a job done against a certain Xavi Alonso side who had given Thomas Tuchel a run for his money. Somebody that we think is a top level coach, and last season Xavi Alonso gave him a run for his money. And this season, a rookie coach in a branch friend of Vincent Kompany stood up to him, and he seems to be delivering. He deserves a lot of credit. And then now, the game plan was excellent. Almost against him, my friend, Bayern Leverkusen. The smart thing to do was to go in there man for man. And that is something that Bayern haven't done in a long time. A lot of the time, it has been very zonal, very calculated, almost pressing in certain zones. But in this game against Bayern for Leverkusen, what Thomas Tuchel, Vincent Kompany is to go in man for man, is to be aggressive, to be in the faces of Bayern Leverkusen for team, and they didn't allow them to sniff at all. Press, counter press, It was very aggressive. They stayed in the face of team and friend Bayern for Leverkusen. It was very effective against Jeremy Frimpong, Fritz, and Florian Wirtz, and Guillermo up front. Bayern closed down all the spaces and did not let them use their creative ability. Wirtz and Guillermo were visibly frustrated during the game. Of course, you can see at halftime, now Brent's friend Florian Wirtz and now Brent's friend Jeremy Frimpong were at each other over there. There's a really big step, according to Harry Kane, in the right direction. We brought the intensity. It would have been nice to score another one at the end, but we will take the win. It's the most important thing. Teams have blown 3-0 and even 4-0 leads before. This is still a great result, one that makes the team secure a lead ahead of next week to Leverkusen. It's going to take something really huge for Bayern over Leverkusen to turn it around. Our Leverkusen Kroon, I think has been very, very good for Bayern for FC Bayern Munich, and has been a step in the right direction. Remember, Vincent Kompany and the staff have a lot of confidence over there. Leverkusen were not too short in the things that they wanted to do around them, and a brilliant one off the mark and progress for Kompany and the players. That chance from Paulinho at the end deserves a goal for Musiela's margin, but 3-0 win is good. Great game from Bayern. The team showed aggressiveness throughout the game and showed good game management and control for the game. After 6 winless games against Leverkusen, Bayern put a statement game for everyone to see, and has been an excellent one from Bayern Munich in a game that they wanted to go in and then deliver the results over there. But earlier on last night, there was the big one. Inter Milan went away to go and play against your friend FC Feyenoord. Now the story before that big one was the fact that for Inter Milan and Feyenoord had beaten Italian opposition in AC Milan. In fact, PSV, which is a Dutch team, has also beaten Juventus. So Inter had to go in the name of Italy and then do something to raise the flag of Italy up. And boy, that was a good performance. Mark, I said it several times. I see, when you play against International Milan, you don't try to play ball. It's just like yesterday, what PSV tried somebody against team and friend of Arsenal. When you play against these very solid mid-block teams and you are a lightweight team, and you need to be careful. Now, why am I saying this? Say, and now PSV versus Arsenal match. 2 days ago, PSV versus Arsenal. You could tell that PSV wanted to play ball. They did play ball, but Arsenal were just effective going forward. Now, it's the same for Inter Milan versus Feyenoord yesterday, where Inter Milan essentially stayed in the game as long as possible and got the needed thing done. Of course, Ruben van Persie, in the first game at the highest level as a coach in the Champions League, came into the game thinking that he needs to go in full throttle on Team friend FC by Inter Milan. But then there's a solid team defensively, a team that understands what to do, what not to do in certain zones and certain times of the game. And that's exactly what Inter breezed through. 2 goals from their star men throughout this season in the Champions League. Anytime Abrantia Fernand Thuram has scored for Inter Milan, they have not lost any game at all over there. It's been a very, very good one for him. And of course, Lautaro Martinez, and the third one, it could have been a 3-0, but that penalty was missed earlier on in the game. I think over there later on in the game for Team my friend Inter. So in 9 matches in the Champions League, mind you, another team where you can't just write off. We know the big name is Real Madrid. The big name is Real Madrid. We know what Madrid can do. They've shown us year and year and over. But like I've always been saying as an analyst, my job, and he said I'll keep an eye on some of these guys that do the good job as well and analyze it and give you the chance to enjoy the game when you watch it and things to look out for when you're watching the game. You should be careful of Inter Milan going for the Osaka competition. In 9 games in the Champions League, 8 clean sheets, considered just 1 goal. Even in the absence of Jan Sommer, this team is delivering and what a game it was last night. Our final crew in Netherlands. It was a good game overall for Team your friend FC Inter Milan, and they had to go and do their job. Another great night at the Dalu. 1 season, 2 games, Barca are a stupendous Stadio de Dalu. The first time it was a Ramotanda after going down by 3-1 in the opening of the game. This time it was another header. Makani several times this season said the reasons why I am very interested in FC Barcelona and saying consistently that they can do something magical this season is one thing. It has been very uncharacteristic of Barcelona if you compare it to Real Madrid to dig deep. Madrid is known naturally, and people even say soon for them to dig deep, especially when they play the Santiago Bernabeu. And credits to them, that is an annual winning Champions League team, consistently winning, and they've proven to us that they are arguably the best team in the world. Indeed, say Unya a certain Barca team who is a direct rival to Madrid. Now, for the season, there is a German coach that has come in. I said something that last season, one of the advantages Barca got from Xavi Hernandez is the extra pragmatism that they could add to their games. And you could tell that at a certain point in time, they were pragmatic. But there's a difference between being pragmatic and having the psychological edge to dig deep when you have to dig deep. And I've seen it, if I'm not wrong, against Getafe, against some other teams this season where Barca scored just by 1-0. In times where it was all to grab our Spanish La Liga name. And again, it started from the Dalu Champions League when they went away to go and play against Benfica. Now it has started. It has gone on again. When they went back to the Dalu, going down by a Pau Kubasi red card, down by one man. Consistently, I can agree. Wojciech Szczesny, that's been an important player for Barca. And I don't think that if any Barca fan or Blaugrana was telling a story of how their season could have gone, and somebody would have told them at some point in time, it is going to be Wojciech Szczesny that becomes the go-to guy. It's going to be Wojciech Szczesny that will save Barca at some point in time. And the name wasn't Inaka Peña. It wasn't what's his name? Marc-Andre ter Stegen or whoever. Maybe Barca fans would have rolled their eyes and say, come on, man, what are you telling me? But the last night again, Wojciech Szczesny added to the quality of the game that he played. What added to how good he was as a player. What added to increasing the stocks and justify the reasoning Hansi Flick has gone on to play him in the team for a very, very long time. What a player. Abrantia friend Wojciech Szczesny AL postman yesterday. He was really important for them. And after the game, he made a very funny comment on catcher boys. They say, oh, there no boy on the way man of the match, because he was super. But of course, Abrantia friend Rafinha scored that final goal, got that job done, and it was really, really important over there. Only twice in history have Barca scored a Champions League knockout goal after going a man down. Iniesta at Stamford Bridge in 2009, and of course Rafinha last night at the Dalu. Really important. Last time Barca beat Benfica in Champions League knockout stage, they ended up winning the Champions League. I mean, it can go on for FC Barcelona for a very, very long time over there. The Rafinha goal against Benfica looks familiar. He did same in a very, very long time ago. What a strike it was from Rafinha. Outside of the box, when Barca needed an inspiration, he got a job done. By the time Ronald Araujo, Kubasi did red card now, and Abrantia Hansi Flick to Abrantia Ronald Araujo. Another game where Pedri was instrumental. And talking about midfielders, yesterday, it wasn't just Pedri Gonzalez, but there's another guy at Paris Saint-Germain. Very good player. Needing a Abrantia friend of Vitinha. What a player. See, I mean, I don't know if I wrongly profiled Vitinha at the time. I used to think Vitinha was a 10. Or, I mean, these days, when you talk about even positions and roles and in relation to each other, it's funny. Because one player, he can be a midfielder, can play in all of the roles in the midfield. And yesterday, Fabian Ruiz was in the field of play. But Vitinha was in charge of Paris Saint-Germain's ball circulation, first line progression. I mean, sometimes dropped between Pacho and Marquinhos and allowed, Nuno Mendes to invert into the middle of the park. And that's really made it difficult for Alexis McAllister. He didn't know who to press, whether he should follow Vitinha deep or something. And I think that he opened up a lot of spaces in wide areas because Achraf Hakimi also moved up. Dombele kept the width, and there were lots of players in half spaces. At some point in time, it was a 3-1-6 fluid shape for them, and all thanks to Abrantia and Vitinha. And like I say, the game has ended. Alisson Becker will get a lot of the credits, but Paris Saint-Germain was spot on, especially that midfield. And boy, oh boy, maybe again, the reason why Paris Saint-Germain and Vitinha was solid again on the night was because they have a certain boy in Abrantia and João Neves who has been super, who has been intense. Because to be very honest with you, when you look at Obi to say João Neves, box to box and a clear box to box job, doing what Gavi does for Barcelona. Or young Kosoro, Bafom, young Vinny Dwells, I mean, top display for Abrantia and João Neves and now. And what a player he is. These are the kind of guys at that age that you buy for 80 million, you buy for 90 million. And when Paris Saint-Germain decided to go the route of getting young players that will get them to deliver, I mean, it looks as if it's going in the right direction with the quality of players on our partners. So Vicha Kvaratskhelia, a top player, our partners also over them for them. And of course, and now the magician Pedri was also at the Dalu. 13.8 kilometers covered. And I've said several times, when I say I love Pedri, and for me, as it stands now, the most complete midfielder we have here. The last time somebody sent me a message about one of those midfielders that I agree to an extent. But someone like Vitinha is also one of them. Very important player in terms of what he does for you on and off the ball. He was really, really super. Very, very good player for Tima Fredo. FC, of course, very, very important player for Tima Yefreno, Vitinha for Paris Saint-Germain, and Pedri was also super important on and off the ball, everything that he had to come in and come and do. He was a really important player, and you give him a lot of credit for how good he was as a player. Wojciech Szczesny was also super important, and when Barcelona went into this game, I kept on asking myself, say, Argentina Barca again, another match where they are starting the game sleeping. I'm sleeping in the sense that who Barca several times on my matches this season where it's like almost that's a game now, they don't go full throttle as somewhere like Sekakra and then wait to go into the game. But I think that this is a game that has shown how Barca has evolved full circle, especially for the mental point of view, to stay in the game for that long. And again, thanks to Abrantia, your friend, Wojciech Szczesny. And in front of Mundo Deportivo, I'm not surprised, say already a picture of Wojciech Szczesny and Abrantia friend Rafinha, and they had one more match in Spanish. Heroic, and they've written heroico over there. Essentially talking about how the game was very, very heroic over there for them. Abrantia friend Alejandro Balde started in the game. Really important player as well. Alejandro Balde received a strong blow to his ankle at some point in time. Very important over there. In front of Sport, the Pro Barca papers, now what they've written, and is a Jabotos, essentially saying that Warriors for Team and Friend FC Barcelona. And then after the game, Barca for president Juan Laporta was seen in a car screaming, so I'm proud of the players. So it was a really, really important game for Team and Friend Barcelona. They did such a super job to dig deep and get that results against Team their friend Benfica, our Champions League, when they were down by 1-0. No, you could give them a lot of respect. Jules Koundé said something very good about the midfielders now, and I think that is true. At some point in time when the players had to step, I think the midfielders and attackers are more tired than as the defenders. We played with a low defensive block, so we didn't have to press high up the pitch. Pedri Kubasi told us that he was devastated because of the red card. It's complicated, but we are going to support him in the dressing room. We are happy for him that he could come in and at least play over there. Pedri was a favorite team in the ECL. Barcelona are always favorite for every title, but let's not go crazy. We have to focus on the second leg because we are not done yet. The team has learned and grown in maturity. That's exactly what I was saying. And this from Pedri, we kept calm with one man down. We knew what we had to do. We defended well over there. I'm proud of the team. It was a tough game. We knew what we had to do after the red card, and that's what Brandt and friend Pedri. Danny Olmo subbed off for Pau Kubashi red card. Say, we had to make a decision. It was not easy. Also, we needed Levy for the headers and the defenders very well up front, and we needed Araujo as well to come and deal with it. And Wojciech Szczesny said Wojciech has been very well received in the Barcelona dressing room. Rafinha 13 goals and assists in 9 games this season have come against Barcelona, drawing or losing. That's being very important for team and your friend FC Barcelona. And today, Barca have gotten the best of our brand here, your friend Rafinha. So yesterday, madness all through. What it means is that all of those boys, that went in and then got a job done. Barca, not so one step. The game is still open, but getting a win against team and friend Benfica away from home will give Barca a lot of confidence going into the second leg of the competition. Then the next one, you look at the game what's the name? The game against Inter. That is almost done for Team Efren on International Milan. Going away to go and beat Feyenoord for 2-0 away at the Giuseppe Meazza. I don't see how Feyenoord comes back. Then the next one, which is still open, Paris Saint-Germain versus Liverpool. Very open game for Paris Saint-Germain, in my opinion. I think that they can go and fight for something. And also, the last one, FC Bayern Munich, I think is dead. Is a dead tie. So I think that Bayern Munich and already Inter seem to have been through in that part of the competition. What we are waiting for is that big one on the other side, where we are going to see how Paris Saint-Germain will fare next week when we go into the Champions League. And after that, we go and play a league, and then there's going to be the international break. We'll see how these teams are going to fare, which is very important for them. And then, of course, we'll see how things are going to go on in there for all of those teams now. Really important. Said these teams now will begin to get the successes that they want to go and get. All of the games that you Champions League in about what night it is for Liverpool and all of those players. And then Chelsea's tactical edge, our Champions League name is going to go our Conference League name, and today we are going to talk about it into detail. Saying Enzo Maresca and then Mantiano will go in and then have a very good conversation in terms of how they want to play the games, the plans, and everything against Team Efren FC Copenhagen. We'll do the tactical analysis for you, the show. By 12, that should be on. And of course, anyway, we'll come back to the post-match analysis over there. Want to say a big thank you to all of you who have been supporting us on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. See you. Bye.